Welcome to the 2023 Star Wars Collection Room and Gaming Room Tour. So this is an update from 2022. A lot has changed since the last video update. Lots of new items, new PC. So let's get into it. Starting off, right as you walk into the room, we have a Darth Vader candle warmer. We have a little name tag that has my name plus my name in airbrush. Got this off Etsy. Here is a pile of my Star Wars autograph cards that I have not found a place to display yet. Most of these are from the 2022 Signature Series boxes that I've opened up. This is probably the biggest pull I've had. This is from Topps Star Wars Chrome Black, Carl Weathers. And then I recently just bought this ObiWan Kenobi James Arnold Taylor. Moving on, the desk has seen some changes. I have now gone to just one monitor, a little cleaner look. I have my Nintendo Switch dock here, so it connects to this monitor so I can play in here. New desk mat, I got rid of the gray topo and switched to an all black. This is the Razer Strider mat. Same mouse and keyboard, MX keys, and the MX Master 3. Got a blue Yeti Nano for doing videos and talking in games. Also new is a Stream Deck. Got it set up with just some general actions here. Really enjoy that. Same monitor. Over here we have the new computer. So this was a custom built that I made. Have a GeForce 3070 RTX in it. i5 processor, Intel 12400K, MSI motherboard, Wi-Fi 6E. Yeah, that's about it. 32 gigs of RAM in that. Got an external game drive there. That was a really interesting build. First time I built a computer by myself. Let's see if you see in the top, there's the other RGB. Up here we have from Star Wars Celebration this year, me with Ewan McGregor. That was pretty cool. Really nice guy. Very humble. I think he really appreciated all the fan support and seeing all the fan support during convention. I also got his autograph. So this is just the new Obi-Wan print, and used a blue paint pen, and that turned out really, really nice. Above the desk we have the Mythosaur from the Mandalorian. It's above the Mandalorian hideout as they walk in. So that kind of frames out the desk there. Moving on over to here, we have a Sideshow Fine Art print. This is Yoda by Jerry Vanderstelt. This was numbered to 450. I have 159. And yeah, I really like this. I wanted to move more to more fine arts prints in the room. I really want to make this room more of a very nice museum, almost like quality room. So as you will tell from the video, a lot of the Funkos have gone away, even though I still have some in the room, and I've gone to more premium pieces, standalone. I just think it looks nicer. So moving over to the first bookshelf, on top we have the Funko 3-pack of the Force Ghosts. These do glow in the dark. Moving down, we have an Ahsoka shelf. So I have the Galaxy's Edge Ahsoka lightsabers on a custom stand. In the back is an Ashley Eckstein signed autograph that says, "May the Force be with you." This is from Star Wars Celebration this year. And then I have the Mandalorian Ahsoka pop. I do like that one, so it has stayed in the collection displayed. Moving down, we have a Gentle Giant 1/7 scale of the Hawkbat Battalion clone. This is from the 2003 Star Wars Clone Wars. I really like this. I really like just the poncho look of the clone. It's pretty iconic to me. A lot of nostalgia watching that as a kid. Moving down, we have the Thrawn Shelf. So I've moved the Thrawn Funko out of the display. I couldn't find a way to make it look nice on the shelf. So we have stuck with just the Grand Admiral Thrawn Gentle Giant bust. This is a 1/7 scale. We have all the canon books behind that. And then we have the Signature Series signed by Lars Mikkelsen, the voice actor for Thrawn and Rebels. On the very bottom here, we have all the Star Wars Marvel omnibuses and trade paperbacks that I've collected so far. Basically, there's the Darth Maul comic, the recent ObiWan series. Here's Thrawn, and I have them sort of in sequential order. This is the first run of Star Wars Omnibus from when Marvel re-got the rights. Here is the latest run in trade paperbacks, a Dr. Aphra Omnibus, going into the Darth Vader line. I do not have all of the Darth Vader. This is just the main Darth Vader as it's labeled. There's also Secrets of Vader's Castle and some other Vader spinoffs. These are all just the main Darth Vader lines. And then on the end here, we have the Galaxy's Edge comic. I have not been able to read through all of these. This is a goal for 2023, is to get through all those comics and get caught up. And next to it, we have the Rey Black Series Force Effects lightsaber. I like this one over the Galaxy's Edge purely because the switch is like in the movie. That's the only reason. But I really like this lightsaber design. I thought it was a cool way to show her progress from Scavenger to the final Jedi we see in the last sequel movie. Just by her using her staff and fully committing it to being her next saber. Moving on. First, we have our first Hot Toys 6-scale figure display cabinet. On the bottom, I have a custom riser to raise the Detox up so that the bottom shelf is not at your ankles, because I don't like laying down on the ground to look at Mando. So this is just a custom box made with basic 2x4s, MDF panels. I had a coworker cut out the design on the front, and then on the inside is just a Philips Hue light to go with all the other Philips Hue lights in the room. That way I can, if I want to go crazy RGB, I can change it. I could dim them. I could change them to a brighter white. Right now I've been digging the warmer cozy light. But anyways, starting on the bottom, we have the Hot Toys 1/6 Mandalorian with Grogu. This is a custom stand by Display Heroes on Etsy. They make a lot of cool custom stands, and what I like about them, not only do they make scenic bases, but the stand itself is a clear acrylic, so it blends in and you don't really see it. Versus like on the official Hot Toy stands where it's a black stand and it's kind of unsightly. Here it kind of blends in. Next to that, I have a 1/1 scale replica of the ball, Grogu's little shifter knob ball. This is 100% aluminum, machined and anodized. Moving up, we have Captain Rex and Ahsoka Hot Toys figures. Have them displayed together. The Ahsoka is a new pickup for this year. Really enjoy this figure. Just one thing to note, if you don't know already and kind of new to Hot Toys, with the seamless arms, you have to be careful. So I just have her pose in a standard straight arm pose. Otherwise, you could rip the arm there at the elbow joint. Anyways, got those two there. Moving up, we have one Hot Toys piece. That's the Episode 3 Obi-Wan. Actually, I should open this so there's no glare. There we go. Hot Toys Episode 3 Obi-Wan. This is the most expensive piece in my collection because I had to buy it after it already sold out, so the price had gone up on eBay. But so I paid a little higher price, but well worth it. Obi-Wan is my favorite character. Next to Obi-Wan is the Sideshow Mythos Obi-Wan, which gained a lot more popularity right at the end of the Obi-Wan show, where they showed Obi-Wan in this outfit without the backpack and the goggles, which I don't have displayed currently. So I really like that homage at the end of the Obi-Wan show. I'm glad I had this piece before that, because it sold out on Sideshow pretty quickly after that, and I'm sure it's quite expensive on the aftermarket. One thing to note about it, if you didn't have him displayed with the sand, he was prone to falling over. And so I did break, if we can focus, one of the little fins on the moisture evaporator on his backpack. So I just have to glue that back in place. It is pretty fragile, but not too bad. Up top, both new additions to this year. This is the Hot Toys Captain Vaughn and Hot Toys 501st Trooper with a 332nd helmet on them. So I have these displayed just as a homage to the 332nd. I did get a custom base also from Display Heroes to just show that company name versus the 501st Legion. And then we have Captain Vaughn next to him. And this is a good way to see sort of the height difference between the two. So I'm thinking of maybe getting really the Display Heroes for all my Star Wars figures, just so I can get rid of the black center support. But really dig Captain Vaughn. I really loved his look in Clone Wars. Glad they made a Hot Toys of him. So I got him there. We'll close that up. We'll skip the middle for now and go over to the other Hot Toys shelf. Same setup. This is another Detox riser. For whatever reason, it did not come out as good as the first one, so I do have some cleanup I need to do. As you can see, I have some light leaking from the removable front panel, so I had to seal that up, but still keep it removable. And we'll open this one up. So these are almost all of them are new additions for this year. On the bottom we have Rey and BB-8 from The Force Awakens. Have Rey in her full scavenger look. This was the first half of The Force Awakens is some of my favorite Star Wars ever. I really liked Rey's character in that first half. And so have her displayed in that as just a homage to that, because that's really some of my favorite Star Wars is the first half of Force Awakens. It was really, really good in my opinion. Also BB-8, one of my favorite new designs from the sequel era. Love the droid. Moving up, we have two of the Stormtrooper commanders from the Mandalorian. I have one in the commander outfit with the pauldron and the heavier blaster. And I kind of have him in the move along pose. And then next to him, just as a normal Stormtrooper, remove the pauldron, the normal E11 blaster. So there's our two of the Stormtroopers. Moving up, my first hot toy ever. This is the Mandalorian Death Trooper. Still one of my favorite trooper designs of all time. Really, really love the design of the Death Troopers. This will probably never leave my collection. Really, really love this figure. It is sort of hard to pose because the undersuit is rubber at the joints, but this pose here I think is brilliant. Works really well for the Death Trooper. Moving up to the top, we have the Clone Wars Darth Maul. I wanted a Darth Maul in my collection. He is one of my favorite characters, so this was one that was in stock and at a reasonable price, so got him. like this figure. He's kind of hard to pose. And with the blade being so long, it's hard to fit in the Detox. I believe it only really fits diagonally, or if you do, like if it was straight out, is the only way to get both blades to fit in a Detox. So kind of have him in just this pose, the mimic a pose he did in the Clone Wars. He was reaching out to Ahsoka, I think, saying, help join me. So there's that. So those are all the Hot Toys figures that I have. And then moving on, here we have the center bookshelf. So I've updated this a little bit. I've moved all the books to the bottom, except for the one that's displayed in that Kenobi cabinet there. And I know I will eventually run out of space, so I'm planning on, in the future, probably making my own custom bookshelf that will take up these empty spaces besides in between the bookshelf and the Detox risers, and that will also help hide the power strips a little bit better. If you have any ideas how to hide this better, please let me know. That has to kind of live right there just due to cable links from this Philips Hue strip light. So yeah, looking for tips on how to hide that better. Probably will just end up making a custom bookshelf to extend past. But we'll start here at the top. This is the Black Series Bando Helmet. Really like this. I'm considering making a custom one-to-one bust. I saw a YouTube video of someone who did this using the Black Series helmet. You can pre-order a one-to-one bust from Sideshow, but it's like $1,000. I think I could make one for cheaper than that, seeing as this helmet was only like 120 bucks. And you can get some armor pieces and stuff off of Etsy. So I'm considering doing that rather than just having the helmet sit there. Moving over, this is probably my favorite piece in the collection. I will remove the cover. This is a 1-to-1 scale replica of ObiWan's lightsaber. This is from SD Studios. I believe this is what Master Replicas came from, if I remember the history right. But really love this. ObiWan, like I said earlier, is my favorite character. I love his lightsaber design. So I had to have a 1-to-1 replica. This is all metal for the most part. Obviously some plastic pieces like the bubble strip. But has a nice weight to it. And I keep it in the centerpiece of my collection. Moving on over, next to that is the Gentle Giant Milestones 1/6 statue. I've really come to enjoy some of these new Milestone statues Gentle Giant's putting out. One, it allows me to keep collecting in the 1/6 scale line while keeping in a reasonable price point, because all Hot Toys has already made a bunch of these and they are a lot more expensive on the aftermarket. So we have Ben Kenobi here on the Death Star. Really, really nice. Turns out really well. They're not as good head sculpts as Hot Toys, but when you're standing, just looking at them, if you're not really up close, you can't tell that much. Moving down, we have a custom Captain Hauser clone helmet. I got this from Blue Bantha Props on Etsy. This is a 3D print. Really like this. It is quite large, so please keep that in mind. But I've moved him down here. I did have it up here on the shelf, but ObiWan didn't fit inside of the bookshelf, so ObiWan had to go on top. So I moved the helmet down here. Next to that is the Milestones 1/6 Leia. This is from when she was in the prison on the Death Star. This came out really, really good. The painting on this is real good. And I'm hoping they make an update to Han and Chewie. And that way I can have more of the original trilogy characters. I want to have more of those in the collection. But like I said, a lot of the Hot Toys pieces are quite expensive, especially the Han and Chewie. Moving over, we have my Kenobi section of the shelf. If you remember before, I had quite a bit more in this. I've toned it back, and I think it looks nicer now. So this is just the Ben Kenobi on the Opie Funko Pop. I really like this. This turned out really, really nice. One of the few Funko Pops that I think really, really look cool. I've kind of grown out of those a little bit, but this one is really nice. Have the Black Series Clone Wars ObiWan next to it, and the recent release this year of the Barnes & Noble leather Tales of Kenobi includes 2 of the Kenobi stories. But I really just like the cover here. I have still kept in the plastic because I've already read those stories and I had those, so this is just sort of a display piece, and I'm keeping it in the plastic so it just stays nice. Next to that is my Hondo Anaka shelf. So we have the 2 Galaxy's Edge figures, the Funko Pop and the Black Series. And then next to that is an autographed card by Jim Cummings, the voice actor for Hondo Anaka, who also voice acted and acted the animatronic for Galaxy's Edge. Moving down, we'll go through these quickly. This is the High Republic Phase 1 shelf. So have the 3 Marvel Comics of the main line there. All of the adult and young adult books. Just have a Galaxy's Edge holocron down here. Thought that fit nicely. Next to that is High Republic #1. Have it in a protective sleeve. This one here will be the Phase 2 shelf. So right now the only 2 books that have fully released are Path of Deceit and Convergence. I need to read those. I am sort of behind. Next to here we have all the other Star Wars books. These are also like the Marvel Comics in sequential order. So we have Master and Apprentice, Brotherhood, Padawan, Ahsoka, Catalyst. Actually, I think Padawan may be in the wrong spot there. Catalyst, Tarkin, A New Dawn, the original Star Wars trilogy, From a Certain Point of View, Lost Stars, still one of my favorite Star Wars books. It's really, really good. It takes place during the original trilogy and after Episode 6. Bloodline, Resistance Reborn, Galaxy's Edge, Crash of Fate, and then a lot of the Art of books. So, the Ultimate Rogue One Visual Guide, Art of Rogue One, the Art of Fallen Order, High Republic, and Galaxy's Edge, and then a few other Galaxy's Edge books. And then on the very bottom here, we have Jyn from Rogue One. Almost done. To the final wall. We'll start down here. This is the closet. And on the closet, I just have my 2 Star Wars hats and my Star Wars Celebration lanyard with all the passes displayed. As I go, the more they'll go on there as well. Up top, we have a Funko Pop homage to A New Hope. So I have all the main characters from Star Wars A New Hope, starting with C-3PO, R2, Chewie, Han, Leia, Luke, Vader, Ben Kenobi, and a Sand Trooper. So I saw someone do this on YouTube, I believe. They had all the original trilogy. So they had Episode 4, Episode 5, Episode 6 in these baseball bat cases. So I really liked that idea, and I just had A New Hope that I displayed there. The Luke and Leia pops are both from Star Wars Celebration, so those are the ones with the chrome base. And yes, I know the R2 is the Dagobah R2, and the Chewie is the Force Awakens Chewie, but it doesn't matter. And last but not least, we have two comics displayed. So this is from the Obi-Wan comic. This is a variant edition. This is one of my favorite artists here. Really love this. So he's in sort of that Mythos Obi-Wan outfit, and you have Vader there in the background. And then next to that, we have Darth Vader number 27. I just really love this cover and how it came out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of glare. If you are curious, these are UV resistant comic book cases that you can just hang on the wall. I think they are from, I forget who they're from. Let me see. Does it say? They're from BCW. So these are UV resistant, so if you have them displayed, they are not going to suffer UV damage. And it's a real good way to show off some of your favorite comics while keeping them protected. So anyways, that is the 2023 Star Wars Room update. A little bit longer video, quite a bit more to show. But, oh, last but not least, we have the Galaxy's Edge print still up there. I'm looking to replace that with some more finer art, but I haven't found a piece yet to replace it. Anyways, if you enjoyed this update video, please make sure to like, subscribe if you want to see some more Star Wars content. May the Force be with you.